be AFC West favorites?
Well, first, let me do my impression of Pete Carroll on the sideline yesterday. No!
This guy. We have a Raiders topic.
We're doing the Raiders. Put a Raiders topic in the show just
How
for
many
you.
picks did he have?
I know, but
He had
this is going to be a
3.
Chargers.
I'm just saying, and I like Geno.
Well, then how are
He's
you-
a good quarterback.
How are you going to
Y'all
do
think
the
he's
Raiders
all
topic?
world. That's all I'm saying. All right,
Stay
here we
tuned
go.
when we hear that again.
Yeah.
37 passer rating, too. The Chargers, yes, they should be the favorite.
Wow.
Now, you used in the intro, you said, are they the team to beat? The Chiefs are still the team to beat. But the favorite to win the division, I think, is the Chargers.
So right now you'd pick them.
Yes.
I know I'm not asking you to change your pick.
No,
anything like that.
yeah, to win the division.
Yeah.
I mean, to win the division, I think the Chargers are in great. One, they don't have the schedule, obviously, that the Chiefs have as a first-place team last year. So the Chiefs' schedule is a little bit tougher. That defense has kind of picked up where it was last year, where it was the best scoring defense in the league. It's been really good this year. And Herbert has just taken it to another level. And that receiving core, I thought all they had was Lab McConkey. But, Johnston.
Keenan Allen's been awesome.
Keenan Allen has, I mean, I don't want to say turn back the clock, but the fact that he was looking for a job just a few weeks ago, like, he's been good. Johnston's been good. Obviously, McConkey. They haven't even gotten their run game going yet. And I think Hampton is good. And obviously, Najee Harris is pretty good. So that's a nice tandem in the backfield. I think Harbaugh is a fantastic coach.
Yep.
He really is. And so I am a believer. I think they are a Super Bowl contender. I kind of look at them like Tampa Bay. I like Baltimore and Buffalo. And in the playoffs, I'd say Kansas City better. But I think they're right there like a second-tier Super Bowl contender. So, yeah, I think they should be the favorites. 2-0 versus 0-2 and a head-to-head over the Chiefs.
I wonder, I disagree with Danny Parkins, but I tweeted out last night that Justin Herbert has entered the MVP conversation, the way too early MVP conversation. And Danny's just looking for converts so he can lead us all to the Justin Herbertville. But Justin Herbert's problem has never been his arm. It's been a little between the ears, pressure, bad decision-making in big moments.
God.
If that's the leap that he's taking, I don't think he's become a better physical football player. Maybe he's healthy. But if he's making better decisions, he just seems
last year,
confident and kind of cool now.
I mean, last year he made great decisions all year en route to only throwing 3 picks until the playoff game. So, last year,
But
what
he
they
wasn't
are
throwing that much.
Right, that's what I was going to say. The difference is, and what I'm sure Danny loves, is they're the pass-happiest team in the league right now. They are, by a large margin, lead the NFL in percent that they pass on first down in neutral game score situations. You know what I mean? They're leaning into him as a passer. And he's been excellent. And Bruce Ballot coming up at the end of the show, a little 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern, I would imagine he's on there. And if I had a ballot through 2 weeks, he would be on mine. Well, let's pump the brakes a bit. Because I understand 2-0 versus 0-2 with the head-to-head is massive. The head-to-head is, in a weird way more meaningful in Bills-Ravens than it is for Chiefs-Chargers right now because they're not playing again and the Chiefs-Chargers are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
was that who was that home game? Was that
Chargers? It was their game. And so I'm just going to point out the things that concern me. I understand them wanting to lean more into Herbert. They seemed oddly allergic to running the ball yesterday, even in the game they were dominating. More on that in a second. I'm always going to worry about this team, not just because of the jerseys, but because of the age of some of their key players with injury, and Khalil Mack's in a sling. Keenan Allen has been great. I would be stunned if Keenan Allen plays the full season. And Herbert, yesterday, I am very consistent on this. I don't like my quarterback running. I don't like that Patrick's doing it now. And so Herbert, there were a couple of times yesterday he got lit up.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was bad, that one.
This is a dirty is maybe too strong. It ends up being a dirty play. It's late. That's brutal, though. And then, and this gets to the game management stuff. Don't run the next tape yet if you can wait, Hubs, because I want to set it up. And this is my bigger concern, and we can stop playing this. I thought the Chargers, at the end of this game, it was some of the most baffling decisions I've seen a good coach make. If people, didn't stay up for it or weren't watching, because this was the late game, right? This was the one they did at 1 a.m. Eastern. They are up 11 with 9 minutes left in the game. They throw it incomplete twice and then go for a fourth down. Yep. Okay, and you know what I mean? All right, the Raiders then give it right back. They are then up 11 with 4 minutes left. They throw it incomplete again. Raiders then turn the ball over. They're up 11 with 3 minutes left. Fumble on the first play. Okay, that's a fumble. They are up 11 with 2 minutes left. And let me show you the play they run. Again, they're up 11 with 2 minutes left. The game is over. They call a designed run for Herbert. He had that weird slide, and you don't really see it fully here. He got up wincing and holding his back. I hated that. Like, I didn't understand. They signed Najee Harris. They drafted a guy in the first round. You're up 11 against a Raider team that's having its worst offensive game of Geno's life. Like, why they are not only asking Herbert to keep throwing, but putting him in jeopardy was perplexing to me.
Yeah. So listen, there's a lot that I disagree with Nick, but I agree with him in this standpoint of protecting Herbert. I had this take before First Things First even aired today, so and that's why I said, like, Herbert is taking too many hits, especially for a game that you clearly have won, that you're clearly in control of. And I referenced Josh Allen doing the same thing with the Jets, and it's just like, what are you guys doing? You're too valuable, you're too important. You got to stop here. And so some of it is on Herbert, some of it is on the Chargers play calling, but so I do agree with that. But trying to figure out, is Keenan Allen going to be injured and this or that? I mean, like that's that's absurd. I mean, like, well, I'm not going to try to play the game to say, like, well, I don't know how healthy they're going to be as the season goes along, and therefore they don't deserve to be AFC West favorites. Like, that's absurd. They're also up 2-0 in the division, and the Chiefs are down 0-2, and that is a pretty big margin, technically speaking, within the NFL. And so that tremendously matters. So of course they deserve to be the favorites. Of course they do. Doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to win, but in terms of, do they deserve to be favorites? Obviously. They obviously do. They're ahead by 2 games. That matters. We're not going to pretend like that doesn't matter. Of course it does. And it's just so funny that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I skipped this clip because I just didn't have the strength for it, man. But like, they're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl contenders, and that Baker Mayfield is a top 4 quarterback, top 3 quarterback in the NFL, right? He's on the level of Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, and the Bucs are for real by beating the Houston Texans, who are not a very good team right now, and beating the Atlanta Falcons, right? 2 teams that Nick does not think are good teams. I'm pretty sure he didn't have either of those teams in the playoffs. He had the Raiders as a great team. He certainly has the Chiefs as an awesome team, and the Chargers beat both of those teams, and he wants to say, let's tap on the brakes here. 2 road games too, by the way. I mean, I know technically the one game was a home game, but obviously on the road, not like truly at home. If anything, that was a home game for KC, considering all the noise and fans we heard there. So I don't know what we're doing here. I mean, I wouldn't even say that the Chargers are playing their best ball right now, and yet they've won. I don't want to say easily, because things got especially a little weird. Like, they kept that door open for the Kansas City Chiefs, but in both games they were easily the best team on the field. I'll say that. They were easily the best team on the field, and easily had the best quarterback on the field. So yeah, and again, I do think that there were some question marks about some of the plan of the attack here, and their failure to get the run game going. They're able to very easily protect Justin Herbert, as the broadcast really highlighted again and again and again last night, but yet they can't seem to quite do it within the run game. And it's not necessarily an issue of the O-line. To me, that's more of an issue in terms of the way how they're going about opening up holes and opening up lanes for this run game, as well as how much are they practicing it? Like, what's the intentionality? We know that this team prioritizes throwing the ball. So right now it feels like they're not getting the run game going, more probably because of a lack of, what's the word I want to use? Not necessarily a lack of intentionality. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but a lack of prioritizing it specifically, like in practices, and even trying to figure out how's the best, what's the best way to coach this O-line and the type of plays we want to run, and how we want to open up these lanes. I think they probably practice certainly a whole lot less, and the coaching staff just puts in a lot less energy of trying to find their way to make this a potent run game. And the emphasis is clearly on the passing game, which I understand, but if they can get this run game going, then this offense becomes devastating. You don't need elite receivers all over the place, because Justin Herbert is obviously going to be able to attack the field. And now if you can just more comfortably get 4 or 5 yards or so, and obviously a handful of breakout runs here and there, I mean, you're just in business, man. You're just going to absolutely dominate the time of possession. The defenses are just going to constantly be on their back foot, and it just really has the potential to knock this out of the park, combined obviously with a great defense. So to me right now, the run game is really important. And then that also now keeps Justin Herbert out of harm's way. And then you can start to work some pretty potent RPOs and whatnot that I think would work actually pretty well for Justin Herbert. We obviously know he's amazing off play action, the best quarterback in the NFL. And I think if you can reliably get this run game a lot more physical, a lot more tough, and a lot more consistent and reliable, it's just everything else begins to open up. But right now, this offense is a bit big play dependent, where it either feels you're just like, oh my gosh, they just gashed this defense, or it's a little bit kind of like, and that's why we see in some of these, like, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7s, like, they don't come away with it. They don't convert at a high enough rate, and you're just like, I don't understand. This is a good offense. This is a great passing game. Like, what's the struggle here? Why is this not necessarily going off? And in a game where the Chargers seemingly just felt like that they could just do whatever they wanted offensively, specifically with Herbert passing the ball, the fact that the score was only 29, that they only put up 20 points, like, that is interesting to me. And I unpacked that a little bit more deeply in my Herd video talking about it. And it is just something that I do want to see grow and expand as the weeks go on right now. I mean, I get what Nick is saying to a degree about once the Chiefs are healthy and whatnot, because you have to. I wouldn't be surprised if once they get Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, that passing game for the Chiefs ends up being a lot more I mean, obviously for them individually, it's going to be a lot more dynamic, but even when comparing it to, say, the Chargers, it wouldn't surprise to me, because you just have more threatening weapons and a level of versatility that I haven't necessarily seen with the Chargers offensively just yet, unless Keenan Allen is winding the clock back, and Quentin Johnson has recovered from being on bust watch, then maybe. But I just think that it's still too early to tell right now in these first couple of weeks, but still big wins, big division wins. 2-0, clearly deserve to be the AFC West favorites, but far from a team right now that feels like they're a juggernaut. You want to see them build momentum, and I want to see them feel like they can close these games in a way that makes you feel like they arrived. But the last thing I'll say is the whole idea that, Justin Herbert has been great, but the problem has been above the shoulders, is just one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my entire life. That is just such complete and utter nonsense. It's just, I'm not even going to waste my time unpacking that more, because I've already made those videos. I'm just not doing it. We're not going to just rehash the playoffs and this or that, but it's just such an absurd take. It is just so absurd. Patrick Mahomes throwing all these interceptions and getting sacked and fumbled and all that. Was it because he was bad above the shoulders in the Super Bowl? Could he just not handle the moment? right? Is it just he just became a bad decision maker? You tell me. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Justin Herbert and the Chargers? Do you think they deserve to be AFC West favorites, or do we need to just relax, tap the brakes? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield, they are true Super Bowl contenders. Justin Herbert and the Chargers with Harbaugh, let's just chill. Let's just relax. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.